The last 2 weeks of Digimon Ghost Game delivered the fourth coming of GulusGammamon, the nostalgic return of an Armadillomon armor evolution, and the mega form of Jellymon making her anime debut. We've got all that and more to talk about in this video, covering and reviewing episodes 59 and 60 of Digimon Ghost Game. Welcome to the DigiNote. Guess what? I finally have finished Appmon, the sort of Digimon spin-off season from 2016 that a lot of people, myself included, skipped at the time because Try was ongoing. Spoilers, Appmon rules. I have 2 videos covering the first 20 episodes already if you want to hear my opinion on the first quarter of the show, and I'm going to try to get a video out in February that covers episodes 20 to 52, my spoiler-filled thoughts on the whole series. That'll be on my second channel though, the DigiNote02, so make sure to subscribe. The link is going to be in the description of this video. Okay, now for Ghost Game 59 and 60. Episode 59, Kiyoshiro goes out of town for work where he meets Meru. They go see a Sentai action show together and encounter a hologram ghost. Kiyoshiro is somehow mistaken for Jiraiya and is forced to vanquish evil. I gotta be real with you all, this episode is a big miss for me. I know what you're thinking, how can you dismiss this episode? We got more GulusGammamon story and more Dark Digimon watching from above. But did we really get anything new? This was the 4th usage of the incredibly copied and pasted Gulus playbook. The enemy backs Gammamon and the others into a corner, Gammamon snaps, Gulus appears, and a Dark Digimon, or in this case 3 Dark Digimon from before, all watch on ominously. Technically this one was different in that Gulus spared the enemy of the week after Hiro stood up to him, but beyond that this was the same formula applied again, and it was especially painful knowing it was almost exactly a year to the date that the first Gulus appearance happened in episode 13. And it's not just that this copy-paste Gulus scenario didn't do enough to progress the plot, I would actually argue that it showed some plot and story regression with its characters, whether intentional or not. I saw this great Twitter thread from Future Diarist that completely nailed it, reminding us that the last time we saw Gulus, they were sort of starting to accept each other, with Hiro taking a few steps forward and them having a nice, more civilized conversation. So last time they were starting to accept each other, which seems like the Gammamon character arc, but then here Gulus is trying to bait Hiro into synchronizing and Hiro says, no chance, absolutely not. So let me get to the recap and review, talk about a few things I did like and a couple other things that didn't work for me in this episode. Shogun Gekamon is our villain of the week. The villainous frog is interested in this bit of Japanese folklore that involves Jiraiya, the toad-riding ninja protagonist. So Shogun Gekamon is looking for a human to ride on its back to find its Jiraiya and settles on Kiyoshiro. Kiyo's feet are slowly attached to the Digimon's back and he becomes forced to commit attacks on humans while basically sewn to Shogun Gekamon's back. It's a nightmarish twist, and Digimon Ghost Game is still really good with creating unique scenarios that'll make your skin crawl. The team fights Shogun Gekamon in an attempt to save their friend, and they're getting their butts kicked. Hiro and Ruli's ultimate level Digimon power down due to the time limit on the vital bracelet, and I found myself asking, why on earth is this still a thing? One of my commenters the other week said, oh, so it turns out it was never a time limit, but really the vital bracelet limit was a sign that Mega was ready, but the Digivice itself couldn't handle Mega. And that was an interesting theory. I didn't really get that reading, but now we definitely know that's not true. No disrespect to my viewer if you left that comment. It was a great theory, but I'm just baffled and confused that this time limit is still a plot device, especially after getting a hardware upgrade and getting Mega level Digimon. Gammamon is taking a beating until it gets so bad that he turns into GulusGammamon. This is unacceptably similar to the past 3 encounters and just shows how little this show has evolved in 2022. Gulus says, if you sync with me, I'll even rip this weakling's back open and yank Kiyoshiro out for you. Hiro says, I'll save Kiyoshiro, but I won't sync with you. Then the Gekamon, who has been Shogun Gekamon's right-hand man this whole time, intervenes and does a bit of de-escalating. Eventually he becomes the rider of Shogun Gekamon and Kiyoshiro is freed. The best thing I can say about this episode is that I enjoyed the way that the Japanese folktale was incorporated in this Digimon story, but in summary the Gulus reappearance was such a shame to me, and the 3 Dark Digimon showing, it tells me that these 3 are it. We're not getting more of their little squad, I guess, which is fine and sort of signals that this is the last Gulus appearance before something meaningful is going to happen. I'm hoping the show won't try this exact formula a 5th time. That'd be pretty unforgivable. With Jellymon about to get her Mega in episode 60, I'm honestly hoping the show wraps up at episode 70 or less. Even though this Gulus appearance was comically similar to the other times, it does follow 2 Mega evolutions and 2 Digimon, you know, Kazuhamon and Lilithmon teasing something big with the one who sent us, so it feels like we're maybe very close to blowing the lid off of Ghost Game's Act 3 story. I just have a bad feeling it's going to be like 2 or 3 episodes max of story and then the show's just over. I'm recording this before I watched episode 60, so hopefully that episode was more enjoyable. Take it away, future me. Episode 60, Water Ghost. Jellymon, Kiyoshiro, and the gang visit a festival and encounter a strange rain that was not forecasted. Okay, this is more like it. A beautifully animated and brilliantly designed mega debut for Jellymon, plus a new Digimon for this week's villain, a sort of dark version of Marine Angemon called Jellymon. The stakes were incredibly high during the battle, but I wasn't thrilled about the conversation that occurred after the dust settled. Still, some cool reminders this week and discussion of the one who sent us, which feels like the writer's saying, "We promise this matter's honest." The episode starts out with a woman almost drowning or having the liquid sucked out of her or something. Either way, we immediately know they're not pulling their punches with the horror this week. Appmon looking for the real hero is mentioned again in the first few minutes, so if this fake hero / real hero thing truly ends up going nowhere, it'll be my biggest personal criticism of the show, but we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. It's not over until it's over. The gang is talking about the one who sent us here and referring to Lilithmon and Kazuhamon by name again. This is exciting and I wish we got more new info this week, but again, them bringing it up over and over just means it's important, so at least we're talking about story. I also wonder if those villains are legit coming back. I really hope they do, because Kazuhamon being kind of a dark Renamon mega and Lilithmon just being very dramatic and powerful would make for great villains alongside the three darks we've seen stalking GulusGammamon. Submarimon appears this week, which is a total delight. It seems like he's the villain for a moment, but actually he's being framed by a group of Hyangomon. They're the ones really drowning people or sucking the water out of their bodies or whatever. It is so cool seeing Submarimon again after all these years, and he's a bit of a troll, making him fast friends with Jellymon, who also loves watching humans suffer. Jellymon is Hangyomon's leader and is a new Digimon that is a really cool evil take on Marine Angemon. Let me know your thoughts on this new design, but I think it's great. It targets Hito and really in that haunting way we saw at the top of the episode, sucking the water out of them. Kyo is almost paralyzed by fear, but works through his horror to make sure he doesn't have that integer overflow thing where he passes out. He wants to protect civilization, and Submarimon offers him a ride. He's inside the Submarimon cockpit, just like Cody was back in Adventure 02. Again, super nostalgic. The Act 3 battle is now fully an underwater battle, which is new to Ghost Game and a ton of fun. They're trying to break into Submarimon, and Kyo is forcefully ejected when we get flashbacks to all of Jellymon's schemes. You know, the talisman data from her debut, the cherry blossom nap scheme where Skullgreymon appeared. She says, quote, "You and all the humans are what makes this world fun. I think I like humans." Honestly, out of all the mega evolutions so far, I think Jellymon's was the most satisfying in terms of character growth and just character beats. Gammamon and Hiro basically just didn't want to lose. Ruli went on about needing to find the perfect hobby, though we never really knew that she had been searching for a hobby this whole time, or that it was particularly important to her. Plus, with Angormon, we had hoped there'd be some element relating to the fact his ultimate was a berserker beast, but that really didn't end up mattering. But here, Jellymon coming to realize she can't have fun pranking humans if there are no humans around to prank was in line with her character while not coming out of nowhere. Quote, "All the people we love, we'll protect them." Amphimon is so rad, exactly what I was hoping to see for the anime debut. Sometimes the official non-anime art or the pixel art is a good hint at what the character will look like, but the anime is the make or break moment. Here, she looks incredible in Ghost Game, and now I'm having a hard time choosing which of the three new megas is my favorite. Definitely let me know what yours is in the comments now that we've seen all three. I love the way she talks, mixing English and Japanese like she's doing J-rap or something. Very, very tanoshiyo. It almost sounds like a different voice actress is doing Amphimon, but it might just be the use of English that's throwing me off. Jellymon says it's going back to playing. Hito asks if it knows anything about the one who sent them to this world, and it says, "Nope, I don't." Both of these things I found underwhelming, mainly the former though, with Jellymon being chill and getting off scot-free. I was hoping a threat that required a mega evolution would not be one of those Digimon that goes back to peacefully playing after the battle is won. Plus, having nothing to say about the one who sent us is a bit of a bummer. 60 was much better for me than 59. Now that we have all three megas, 3 dark Digimon in episode 59, a reminder of the fake Hito via the Appmon mention, and re-emphasizing the one who sent us, I think we are all set up for a final Act 3 story involving all of these threads tying together. I want to see this happen before episode 70 because I don't think they can keep dragging this out with all three megas now here. Next week doesn't seem like a big story episode, but it's hard to tell because they never explicitly tell you when major events are occurring in those episode descriptions. They keep it vague. Let me know what your thoughts of these episodes are, and if you agree that the show should end in 10 episodes or less, or if you want it to go well past 70, if you want to see like 100 episodes or something. Personally, I don't. I want to see this story come to a head, but that's just me. Thanks once again. Subscribe to the Digino02, my second channel, so you don't miss it when I drop the Appmon full series review and discussion. The link will be in my description. That video should be a ton of fun. I'll have that for you in February. I took notes on just about every episode of Appmon, and now I need to format that into something cohesive, then record and edit. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a great week. Welcome Amphimon, and see you in the next video.